Hi, I'm Suze McCormick. I'm a partner at Morrison Foerster. I'm based in San Francisco. I've been at the firm for a little over 20 years, and I run both our energy practice and our impact and social enterprise practice. And I am pleased to introduce this impact video. I thought I would start by describing what is impact and why we are focused on it here at the firm, and why many of our clients are also focused on it. Impact generally means that an investor or a company is focused on environmental, social, and governance in addition to returns. And there are three general flavors of impact. The first came out of the philanthropic world, which is investments which are impact first. In other words, folks are looking and focused more on the social or environmental impact or returns than they are on financial returns, but have determined that the investment is better than a grant. In the middle are investors and companies that are looking for both returns and impact. And then over the past 2 or 3 years, there is an increasing focus on companies and investors who want high returns and believe, in fact, that a focus on environmental and social factors can yield higher returns. So we are going to be focusing for all of our clients across a variety of practice areas, and have been focused on impact. It relates to fund formation, particularly for GPs and LPs that want to focus on impact in addition to returns in their investment. It relates to licensing, and increasingly folks that are developing IP want to use that IP not only for royalties and returns, but also for mission. It relates to public companies as they deal with shareholder resolutions, board questions on fiduciary duty, and investigations and analysis of their supply chain related to everything from climate to human rights, which you'll be hearing about from some of my partners. It relates in specific industry sectors like energy, as a lot of our clients want to not only deploy capital for energy generation, but also focus on carbon emission reduction.
Hi, I am Jackie Liu, co-chair of our firm's corporate department and a member of the impact team. So for the past 20 years, I've worked with a number of public companies on their securities law and corporate governance issues. When I first started, most of the public companies I worked with were solely focused on financials and analysts' perception of the financial health of the company. However, times are a-changing. More and more companies are coming to us to seek our assistance in helping them cultivate a reputation as a conscientious company. They are now coming to us to ask about the broader issues associated with sustainability, impact, and other ESG issues. For example, companies are coming to us to ask us how ESG issues impact their public disclosures, how they manage their operations and their supply chain, how companies' management should deal with the board on these issues, how boards should be responsible for these oversight of the issues, and also increasingly, what are the enterprise risks associated with these issues. It is never a dull moment, whereas previously on securities laws and traditional corporate governance issues, lawyers like us have a rule book to follow. We consult the SEC rules, exchange rules to give our clients guidance. In counseling our clients on ESG issues, it's really about the expertise and judgment of the attorneys, because there are no set rules. In counseling our clients, it is really important to understand what hearts and minds our clients are trying to capture, and work with them accordingly on guiding them on the ESG issues. Nonetheless, it is exciting to see our large public clients devote time and effort on sustainability, impact, and ESG issues. It is truly rewarding as an attorney to counsel our clients on these issues and for them to understand that by doing good, they're also adding to their company's bottom line.
Hello, my name is Rudy Smithline, and I'm a partner in the Securities Litigation Enforcement and White Collar Defense practice, what we at MoFo call SLU. My practice focuses primarily on the EW of SLU, the enforcement and white collar criminal defense. I regularly advise clients on government-facing and enforcement matters, on cross-border internal investigations, and on anti-corruption compliance matters. I recognize that corporate criminal defense attorneys are not necessarily top of mind for most people when they think of a practice as having an impact. But together with our clients, I think we're playing a key role in the global fight against corruption. Anti-corruption initiatives are no longer the sole mandate of governments. There's a growing recognition for the need to build integrity within both the public and private sectors, and each sector has complementary responsibilities in this regard. The work we do in advising clients on anti-corruption compliance matters is not only beneficial to that particular client, but can have lasting impacts across industries and communities worldwide. One example where I have directly seen the impact of our work is with a client that came to us that was thinking of going public. The company had no anti-corruption compliance program, but recognized that it was one of the boxes it was going to be asked to check. The client was not much interested in a culture of compliance and actually asked us how to frame a program as close to the needed line as possible. Working closely with the chief compliance officer of the company, he started to appreciate that compliance is more than just a piece of paper and needs to be woven into the company's fabric. Fast forward to a few years later, and the company has become a leader in compliance and prides itself as being best in class. Compliance has become one of their competitive advantages. The commitment to anti-corruption compliance has had a direct impact in their industry in general, not only within their supply chain, but also among their competitors, all realizing that doing business without corruption is not only better, but more profitable. Through our work, we're having an impact in the global fight against corruption.
I'm Jill Feldman, a partner in the Financial Transactions Group and a member of the MoFo Impact Team. I work on working capital credit facilities, acquisition financing, and bond offerings, but you didn't come to hear about that. You came to hear about the fun stuff, the impact finance work. You want to hear about the financing structures that I came up with 14 years ago to allow my client to finance the development costs of renewable energy facilities in the United States in return for a royalty stream from the project. The deal structure was accepted in the market and is responsible for hundreds of thousands of megawatts of renewable energy across the United States. And you want to hear about the $25 million first-of-its-kind financing for a client who had a goal of putting solar-powered electrical energy into 1 million homes in Africa not connected to the electrical grid. We structured and documented the deal in time to announce the transaction at the Paris Conference for Climate Change. And now families in Africa can exchange the dollars they spend on kerosene lighting for the lease of solar panels, providing lighting for their homes, charging stations for their cell phones, and even radios and television sets. And you want to hear about the financing we did for a nonprofit company that provides financing for sustainable small fishing operations to allow them to buy fishing rights in the United States. We figured out a unique back-to-back loan structure that allows the client to funnel grant funds into low-interest loans for the small fisheries. And as a result, small and sustainable fishing operations have money to compete with the big boys, and in consideration, they're providing vital research data that will help monitor fishing stock to ensure that overfishing does not occur. And you also want to hear about the unique financing structures we're putting into place in Kenya and Tanzania and Nigeria that will allow our client to offer microloans to individuals who do not otherwise have access to credit. These loans give people access to funds to allow them to start and grow businesses and to pay for family necessities not available to them before. I have a team of former Wall Street lawyers who have come to work with me because they believe in the work we do, love the unique and creative structures we put into place, and we make it all happen. So when the next impact client comes to me and says, "Can we do this?" I'll say, "We'll figure it out."
Now, how does impact relate in the private capital markets? We here at the firm and my team focus on deploying capital through debt and equity instruments that preserve impact through protective provisions in terms of equity or through covenants or use of proceeds in terms of debt. In a very, very exciting way. And they allow investors and companies to ensure that mission is preserved through an investment. We also focus on underlying corporate forms. So ensuring that the company is employing the right form to be able to preserve impact and generate returns. Examples of this are hybrids, where we marry nonprofit and for-profits together for returns and impact. Revolution Foods has done this successfully in having a for-profit that sells meals and food that is nutritious and delicious. And then they have a nonprofit on the side that raises grant capital to retrofit public schools so that those public schools are able to accept their meal delivery. In addition, we focus quite a bit on new corporate forms. So we focus on the public benefit corporation, the social purpose corporation, and the benefit corporations. These forms allow companies to focus not just and have a fiduciary duty, not just to shareholder returns, but also to shareholder agreed social and environmental goals. We work with investors like SoftBank in investing in Lemonade, a public benefit corporation, and we work with companies themselves, those companies like Beneficial State Bank that are taking money from investors and actually ensuring that they maintain their impact. And we help them convert as the first bank holding company to convert into a Delaware PBC.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Sharon, a member of the Technology Transactions Group and the MoFo Impact Team. I work with our clients to establish and structure creative licensing arrangements to help our clients with their impact goals. There are many definitions of impact, but one I particularly like is as follows. Impact is the positive effect an organization has on a community, whether that be a small group of individuals or a large population. One fun impact project I worked on recently was particularly satisfying. We spun out a company from a well-known university that had developed a solution that could be used by schools and educators as well as science enthusiasts. A first-of-its-kind arrangement, the university and the company worked in close collaboration to establish innovative licensing terms in order to maximize the opportunity for the company to achieve its impact goals. So how do we do this? A nonprofit might develop some new technology using funding to pursue its mission, but that technology might have applications outside of its mission as well. By setting up a for-profit company and licensing the technology to that for-profit company for use outside the mission, the nonprofit can obtain a revenue stream through a royalty or license fee to help fund its mission-related activities, and the for-profit also benefits by receiving a non-dilutive form of investment in research and development. You can see how this creates a virtuous cycle for all involved. One of the things I like about working on these arrangements is the endless possibility for companies to be creative about how they achieve their impact goals.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Sluter. I am a partner in Morrison Foerster's Project Finance Group. I am a resident in the Los Angeles office and a member of Morrison's Impact Team. I typically represent all the major players in renewable energy, so that would include developers, lenders, and investors. And the cross-section between that and impact work is I am able to assist impact clients who are looking to make investments in renewable energy. So one of the things that Morrison is able to do is cross-sell the expertise that we have in specific industries such as renewable energy and help impact investors when they are making investments into that space. Recently, Morrison was able to assist a client which is an impact investing fund, in both an equity investment and a loan to a company that specializes in energy efficient products. And our know-how of energy really assisted the client in understanding that space better. So, the funny thing about my joining Morrison Foerster a couple years ago was I first heard about this impact group and Susan McCormick and all the great efforts that the team's doing. And it took me a while to understand exactly what was meant when they said impact, because energy very much is a subset of impact. So once I was on the bandwagon, it was very easy to understand what those ESG principles were. And again, ESG is very easy to calculate for purposes of renewable energy because we can very clearly calculate how many homes are powered by renewable energy projects. Personally, I really find it a proud moment to be able to say that I've helped a client build a project and that I can quickly identify exactly what impact that project has made on the world.